Morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke with Reverend Yutaki Amada. Today being Monday, the 29th of November, or the 25th of October in the 9th year of Chongyol. Let's begin by offering a bow to our Heavenly Parent and true parents, Chariot, Kyombe, Hado. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가전맨세 3. 전일국 주인, 우리 가족은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 환조권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 3. Our family, the owner of Chongyol, pledges to perfect the 4 great realms of heart, the 3 great kingship, and the realm of the royal family by centering on true love. I'd like to ask Jacinta Derbyshire if she could offer the opening prayer, please.
Morning, Heavenly Father. Thank you that we could gather together here. Grateful for this fantastic opportunity, and we'll want to dedicate this day to you by doing this condition and also by helping our true mother in her incredible work. So I pray that everyone this morning have open to inspiration and be able to really put into practice something that we are learning here. I pray this, Father, in the name of Ian and Jacinta Derbyshire, Central Bliss Family. Adieu.
Adieu. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as he shares this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining this Fundoke. I'm very grateful to have a special moment together with our old brothers and sisters every morning. Today, also, let's put our Johnson and heart to our heavenly parents and true parents, and let's have a great moment. So today also I want to share several some reflection or sharing. Last weekend, really we had many kind of event. Maybe you also joined that. So did you join the Chinese People's Federation World Assembly? So this was last Saturday. Yes, thank you, Mr. Arai also yesterday shared. So centering on the Malaysia, all our nation representative attended this assembly. So when we do the Chinese providence, this Chinese People Federation's role is really important. In the Oceania area, only Australia established, but really we have to consider and think about the providence of Chinese People's Federation and even also the China. So do you know about the Solomon Island situation now? Now really because of government, now the people have a demonstration and burn out the parliament building or many buildings in the Solomon Island. Maybe you, if you see the newspaper, you could see that. But the starting point of the demonstration is to oppose the government, which decided to cut the relationship with Taiwan and to connect to the China government. So in the Solomon Island, government also gave some kind of a emergency situation. So we could see we have to pray for our Solomon Island brothers and sisters. So when we see the society, really the battle between democracy and communist, and also especially in Oceania area or even the world level, the power of China or role of China is really important. That's why in the same Chinese group, we need really the able side and kind side and to work together with our True Mother. So True Mother established this Chinese People's Federation and try to lead the Chinese society and even also the world providence. So origin, division, union, action, we have to originally one, but separate first and cooperate and unite again. That's why this Chinese providence really important. Mother also gave the speech through Professor Fan to pray and also talking about the role of China. So anyway, this time that event was even online, but physically people also came, gathered there in Malaysia. Then really have good things, really great. And also Saturday, Sunday, there was second generation workshop, the blessing workshop. Even not many people, but really joined together to receive the education. We really have to concern our second generation, even first generation blessing. Blessing is really our key point and lifeline. So I hope many parents also attended this Saturday, Sunday. And also our sister Jinin and Daniel, thank you for your initiative and support. Great. And last Saturday also there was Chombo event. Maybe some of you also joined Chombo event, right? Liberate our ancestor and also our spiritual world. Always we are living together with the spiritual world. So really each weekend now there are many kind of program, especially Saturday, Sunday, every week. So really we join together, but not only just the external activity, internally we should put our heart and understand the meaning well and the join together. These things is really important. And also last Saturday, our Reverend Daniel gave the great message. Basically Sunday, but Sunday was unsealed. That's why last Saturday, Daniel gave the message. How was that message? So Daniel really great leadership. So I hope Daniel learn, develop more, then really embrace all nation of Australia, Oceania, and the world. So Daniel can be the great leader. Already you are a great leader now, right?
You.
So his message just 30 years ago, before this time period, is the really time period when true parents enter to North Korea to meet the President Kim Il-sung. That's why 30 years ago, before entering North Korea, true parents went to Hawaii and seriously offered the Johnson condition to embrace enemy, embrace the people. Because loving enemy, forgiveness, forgiving enemy, embrace enemy, that true parents' position or message or willing is not only just external embracement. Even one point, even 0.001%, there should not be any stain or any hatred, any feeling, any bad feeling to enemy. This is really the true love, or really the standard of true love. That's why true parents seriously stay in Hawaii and offer Johnson and pray that to embrace the North Korea, the President Kim Il-sung. So those determination and finally enter to North Korea. So this time period from around that time and until I think December 5, those providence was going on. So this year is the 30 years anniversary. That's why December 5th, we have also the 1 million prayer rally next Sunday, centering on the unification between North and South Korea. So really, we have to pray for that. So that time, also the Daniel mentioned that all wife or blessed couple try to march from South Korea to North Korea. So originally, already three parents planned to have a blessing event in North Korea. That's why during the discussion with North Korea President Kim Il-sung, actually Kim Il-sung accepted to do the organized blessing ceremony in North Korea 1992. So if North Korean and South Korean government agreement was going on well, really we could have seen the 30,000 blessing ceremony in North Korea. But that time we really could not organize. So that blessing was happened in South Korea. So anyway, this Providence 30 years ago, and still we are focusing and really praying for unification between North and South Korea. That's why that message was really, we remind again. And also we discuss about topic between subject and object, right? There are many kind of discussion. I think those discussion is really, we need to discuss even one word, one divine principle concept, and one true parents word. Then we can deeply understand, and then we can apply in our daily life. Otherwise, word is word, principle is principle, and our life is our life. This is very separate. So Reverend John also gave the great example. One man say, I am subject, all women is object. So when you hear this word, do you feel, our brothers, do you feel good or bad? Our ladies, do you feel that? What do you feel? Happy or not happy? Not so much.
Not happy.
Not happy, yeah. One man is subject and all women is my object. Not happy, right? So maybe we are easy to feel fair or unfair. Maybe we feel unfair. Why? Man is subject. Why? Women is object. That's why if we think about this concept, we easy to deny or struggle. Why? Man is subject. Why woman is object? Then this flow is going to also target parents is subject and children is object. What you feel? Why parents is subject? Why children is object? Right? Teacher is subject. Student is object. Why teacher is subject and children is object? This is really long concept. Then better to change. But do you remember? The Father said, the man is subject, woman is object. Sometimes Father say, right? So what do you think? We have to oppose to Father? Why, Father? This is unfair. Why you say like this? Actually, man is not subject. Woman is subject. Man is object. Father, you have to change your principle. How we challenge to Father? That's why this concept itself also we have to think, discuss, and pray. What's the meaning of that? This is really important. When we heard the Father's message, usually we will decide, we will think, and we will determine based on our current culture, meaning is current concept, our foreign society, this culture, this influence actually are really big. That's why when we heard the subject and object, usually we can imagine subject dominate object, some subject exploit object. That's why I try to break relationship. But in the same time, Father know that, but Father said the subject and object. So what's the meaning of through Father's this concept? Totally same or different. So that's why I want to ask you again. Father mentioned that subject meaning is subject of love, subject of sacrifice, subject of giving everything to you. So I want to ask you, the ladies, if man is subject of sacrifice for you, subject of giving for you, subject of serving for you, if man is like this, give everything to lady, sacrifice everything to wife, and really live, and also the everything, love everything to wife, that kind of subject, what do you feel? Do you feel still unhappy or happy? If man is like this, happy, right? That's why really we have to settle the original standard subject and object partner. If really subject could stand the original position as subject to give, subject to love, subject to serve, subject to sacrifice, then how much great. And also our object can return well the beauty, and also can be subject also to give. If we can have an original relationship as a subject partner, subject and object, then this become the beautiful society, beautiful relationship. Then we can create the original nation and world. That's why Father said, what was fall? Fall meaning is Satan become the subject. That's why all structure was broken by Satan or fallen concept. Subject, object, this concept is same, but differences is who is center. Centering on God, living for sake of others, or centering on Satan, centering on my selfish or myself. That's why once again we have to think about subject and object partner. The society concept and also true parents concept, word is same, but concept is totally different. That's why when we hear our Father's word, but if we cannot understand the real meaning, just we judge based on this social, cultural concept or common sense, we might create some wrong concept or misunderstanding. That's why those discussion or sharing or talking is really important. Then your understanding, your experience, and Father's word, Father's meaning, then we can learn together and we can really understand together. That's why the last time also I mentioned that equalization, or everyone is same, everyone is equal, everyone is important. When we think about the value, then everyone is individual embodiment of truth. Everyone is an equal value or unique value or important. But when we think about the role, when we see the role, there are differences. Men and women has different role. Even men want to be like women. I want to give birth, but it's really impossible, right? Even men try to give birth, but men cannot give birth. And some country now, many men, for example, Korea, all men have to go to army training for 2 years. Every man, all men. But with our lady, okay, I want to become the same role. So all women have to go to army training for 2 years. But anyway, some women can do like this, but there is really role and the responsibility. So those point, equalization, all people have a same value, a special value, but in the same time, we have to really create the original structure, vertical alignment. Parents and child role is also different. Husband and wife, value is same, but role is also different. And teacher and the student, and also really the leader in the nation and the citizen also different. So really we can learn and really develop and conduct to our place. So anyway, thank you our Reverend Daniel to share the beautiful message, and also Mrs. Meadow, Chizuru-san, always really support Daniel to show the model as the couple. Now really our movement, anyway, true parents leadership is always together, to father and to mother, from early time, 1960, after holy wedding, always true parents stay together. They don't separate. Sometimes mother went to another country for the speaking tour, but always father connected by phone, internet, and work together. So really we have a great model to work together. So really this is our role model, how we can do husband and wife together. So Reverend John also showing the good model with Shizio-san, right? Reverend Kenji, Keiko-san. So everyone, how we can do together, husband and wife. Couple is the leadership. So yeah, Mrs. Margaret and brother team or everyone same. So please also do together to show together. I'm really appreciate every time you show your face together. Some people is or everyone join together as a couple, showing husband and wife. So we really try this one. And also last one more thing is yesterday Anshil, thank you our Reverend Santosh. We have to study, understand about the value of true parents. So yesterday, do you remember the Reverend Santos mentioned about Shivalingam? Have you seen the Shivalingam? Do you know the Shivalingam? I prepared a photo. So he mentioned about the Hindu tradition. Hindu has the several god. And the Shivalingam meaning is Shiva is male god. And the Parvati is a women god. Shivalingam, this is kind of the symbol, and this is there existing in Nepal or any temple in Hindu. And Shivalingam is the united body of Shiva's sexual organ and also the Parvati's sexual organ. Male god and the female god sexual organ. And Hindu people is respect that, pray for that. So this is really Shivalingam. Have you seen this one? So if you go to the Hindu temple, you could see this is the unity of male organ, male sexual organ, and the female sexual organ. But you know, this is in the temple of Hindu, and they really respect that. And when I went to Nepal, I visited several Hindu temple, and there is drawing picture. Then I saw that half body is male and half body is female everywhere. So they are really showing that. That's why Hindu religion actually showing that God some kind of the nature. God is the united body of male and female. That's why even I think they could understand the meaning of sexual organ or meaning of unity of sexual organ. So Father, they strongly mention about pure love or the importance of sexual organ, but in the Hindu tradition, already they are showing and worship the sexual organ of God. So this is really the interesting things. So you could see this one. So they know one man and one woman, this unity. So Father also mentioning. So through each religion, when we learn each religion, we could see also truth. God is really giving some source or some part of truth to each nation. So really this, if you have an opportunity to visit the Hindu temple, maybe you can see those things, men and women unite together, or the sexual organ, everything, so we can learn well. So anyway, thank you, our Reverend Santos. So anyway, your weekend, there are many things. I really appreciate everyone's cooperation. So today, December 29, do you know what day today is? Today is also the anniversary of the 3.6 million blessing things. So three parents conducted the 3.6 million couple holy marriage blessing at Washington, D.C., Robert F. Kennedy Stadium on November 29, 1997. This was the first major blessing in the United States since 1982 and was an exponential leap beyond the holy blessing of 360,000 couples at Seoul Olympic Stadium in 1995. The 97 blessing was conducted within the context of the Third World Culture and Sports Festival from November 23 to 30. So some couple received the blessing in this time. Not so much. Our Oceania area, 1997, maybe different generation. Yeah, so that time there was the blessing ceremony, 1997. So we could see before this, Father organized the 360,000 blessing. Then just within 2 years, the parents organized 3.6 million blessing. This really not simple things. Every time we try to organize some event, today or this time we organize 1,000. Then after 2 years, try to organize 10,000. This effort, 10 times investment or development is also not simple things, but really many people attended that time and joined this blessing. Under the theme, rebuilding the family, restoring the community, renewing Washington, WCSF3 Future, an array of conferences, sports, competitions, concerts, and recitals and service project, all of which culminated with the blessing, billed as True Love Day at RFK. Couples blessed in from as far away as Chicago. The Washington Post said attendance at 40,000, CNN at 45,000, and the Associated Press at 56,000. Other couples took part by satellite blessing at locations throughout the world. So this is 24 years ago. Really, there are many providential history. So today, December 29, if you receive the blessing this day, please also celebrate and also congratulations about today's blessing event. Thank you. So now going to the mother's autobiography. So today I may share the another things, many things. So today we will go to the mother's autobiography. So do you know now how many pages we are having the mother's autobiography? Almost there is the ending part. I think maybe this week or next week we will conclude the True Mother's autobiography reading. So during almost 290 days, we read together of the True Mother's autobiography. So before reading and also now reading together and sentence by sentence, how you are feeling or you are understanding to True Mother or understanding Mother's autobiography, is that different, right? Learning or really can understand more and more. So almost this final part, we will read again. So Mother finished Africa Summit, Palau Summit, and the Latin America Summit. And Palau Summit and Latin America Summit, Mother sent the Yonanim, Funsunim, and Sanjinim. And now Mother from Africa and went to America. And now as the finale, Mother entered to America and tried to conclude those events. End of December 2019. And the centering on America, Mother organized the event centering on Christianity. So let's see that. The course toward a heavenly unified world. At this point, I realized that even if the entire sky were paper and all the seas were ink, there would not be enough to record this tearful course. We all overcame physical limits and continued on, even if we felt we might collapse. It was a victorious course through which our hopes and desires were fulfilled. At long last, the era of the heavenly nation and heavenly continent has arrived in providential history. So when we see our True Parents history, True Mother's investment, so each providential event, each things, there were deep, serious chanson and prayer by God, by heavenly parents, and also by True Parents, by all members, indemnity condition, sacrifice were there. From the Adam and Eve's time, really God willing to create God's nation and to create the kingdom of heaven on earth. But finally, we could see the development, appearance of heavenly unified nation, heavenly unified continent, and heavenly unified world. Every nation and continent has its unique path of restoration. The first 7 nations to complete their path did so during the 7-year course after True Father's Holy Ascension in 2012. God recreated these 7 nations as heavenly nations. On the foundation of the substantial victory of 7 heavenly nations and a heavenly continent, we have come to the historic day when, filled with determination, we can set out to reach the final objective of our journey, which is a heavenly unified world. So final 40 days, the heaven's standard, one of the standard in front of heaven is to organize the summit blessing youth convention under the name of government and also involvement of the head of states. So through this condition, really True Mother offer the 7 nations in front of heaven. And the standard, once we settle, is not disappeared. That's why in Palau, already we fulfill that standard. And also this is a kind of a symbol and the representative of the Oceania level, how we will reach substantially. Already we have that kind of spiritual foundation there centering on the Palau. That's why if first nation could show that, second nation, third nation, fourth nation, this is really possible. That's why Mother showed that the model case in Sao Tome Principe, or through this 7 nations, or through this Africa continent. That's why we could also do it together in each nation of Oceania, and also even the region itself, and to connect to heavenly unified nation, heavenly unified Korea, and heavenly unified world. The United States is a Christian nation on a spirit-led continent. Let me explain about its course toward becoming a heavenly nation. The paths of Christianity and the United States are end wind. The Roman Empire legalized Christianity in 313 CE. From the Italian peninsula, Christianity lived across the European continent to the British eastward, where it grew strong. But over the next millennia, Britain lost the ability to practice Jesus' teachings to love your neighbor as yourself. So America was established by Christianity, and America was established by God. We could see the Christian history centering on the Jesus wish or Jesus sacrifice. And now Christianity really led the old nation and even all history of our all human history. But still, there are many challenging or difficulty in the history of Christianity. So she placed the monarch as ruler of the church and created a state monopoly on religion. By the 17th century, Great Britain was gaining power, but it was suppressing many sincere followers of Jesus. God's providence could no longer develop there, and it moved west with the Puritans, who braved the treacherous ocean in search of religious freedom. The United States we see today was born of those sacrificial Christians. So anyway, after the summit in each continent, Mother finally entered to America, and now Mother tried to conclude those summit or special 40 days. That's why Mother entered to America and try to offer the summit, the event centering on Christianity. So Mother mentioning again about the history of Christianity and the history from Jesus Christ. So we could see those mothers sharing and investment, how much this Christian culture, Christian history, Christian society is important. So anyway, today I will really reflect several events and reflect several message, and also today also the mother's message together. So through the reading of mother's autobiography, now mother's autobiography is going to the end part, how really mother is organizing even the current situation. December 5, there is the prayer rally centering on unification between North and South Korea. There are many kind of providences going on, but our all brothers and sisters really put our chance on and heart and really study God's word more and understand more and really practice in our life, in our place. Then let's offer the victory to happiness, our heavenly parents and true parents. So thank you for joining today's morning 훈독회. Let's have a great moment. 감사합니다.
Kamsahamnida. Thank you, Reverend Yutaka, for sharing with us and reflecting over all the things that happened yesterday. And just one thought came to my mind as you're reflecting, and that is something I always remember is that Satan does not create anything, but only uses and abuses what God has created. And if when I remember that, then I realize how great really God is, but also how careful we need to be to make sure that we always connect to God. Because I don't know if you noticed on one of the pictures that you had, it said that if you don't believe in God, then you're not a real American. in one of those, I thought, but then that's sort of the same with us. If we don't really believe in God and true parents, then we're not real unificationists. We need to always recognize that God is the origin, our parent, and that Satan was never an entity that created anything. It's just only abused God's creation. So thank you. And I can see Douglas has his hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to give some perspective and some hope about the Solomon Islands. Previously, I explained about the collapse of the Western part of international communism, and now we're seeing the Eastern collapse of communism. And also on East to West, there's another parallel that through the Solomon Islands activity is appearing. The Soviet Union in its death throes appeared to be the most powerful in the world. And then they invaded Grenada, very much against the population of Grenada. That was completely not involved in it, but the leader, the national leader, a guy named Bishop, took the country on a swing toward the Soviet Union. And it was met by protest, strong protest, and cries for help. And Ronald Reagan responded to it. And he actually invaded Grenada and took the country back from the Soviet, sphere. It only lasted about 6 months. I believe that the Solomon Islands is going to have the same experience based on these East-West parallels. So the people of Solomon Islands are totally not in in league with their government, and they have the courage to speak out. And I believe they absolutely will. They need all the encouragement we can possibly give. And somewhere probably after the Think Tank 22, I think it's very likely that Donald Trump will return to the presidency. If not Trump, someone else, because this is not going to stand in America either. It is not going to stand. And I believe after Think Tank 22, which would be only a few months, the problem in the Solomon Islands will be resolutely resolved in the same manner that happened in Grenada. So there's hope. Just got to pray and continue to support the people protesting. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you. I'm just curious, yeah, Rex, I was just thinking about Solomon's if they wanted to mention something. Yeah, go ahead, Rex.
Good morning, everyone. Anyway, as you follow up the situation that started on Wednesday until Friday last week, and then on Thursday, actually, the Prime Minister declared the Thursday should be a lockdown, 36 hours lockdown, but that was not really respected, and people stood on the road. The damage is, Brother Arnold maybe report already, the damage was so incredible. It never happened since I'm the summer. But the problem, actually, of course, the people are not happy with the Prime Minister, but I just want to explain, during the Palau First Lady Summit, Mama Nelly and Auntie Selna went to meet the Prime Minister because the Prime Minister is, let's say, Mama Nelly's uncle is a member of a parliament in the constituency. They met with him at his house. They went to ask if he could allow his wife to go to Palau. Just as in the family, he was having his breakfast, they sit down, he listened, then after he said, what I myself, I call that not in a diplomatic way as a leader, but maybe he just thought my niece, or he just said, oh, he openly said, I don't believe in Father Moon's philosophy. That's what he said. So same time, tears started falling on Mama Nelly's eyes. And then it was just in a way she could not control. Then after then she said, oh, sorry, my niece, sorry, this. But that's what happened. And then finally, he didn't want his wife to go to Palau. So now all this happening, maybe it might be part of indemnity, this and that. But anyway, as soon Australian police came, and Australian Army and police, also PNG, they came. At the moment the situation calm, the parliament will resume again today. That's what I heard from the news. And he also doesn't want to resign. He said he can just on the floor of the parliament when the members of parliament who vote for him will whatever withdraw from his party, then he can. So that's what happened. The parliament will resume again today. So, but still the people are not satisfied. Even Australia in here, PNG, maybe Fiji is prepared to come again. They're coming maybe for a few weeks. But I'm not sure. It might happen again because Uncle John said we're not talking about Malaita. They're very also stubborn people. It might happen. What is the providential meaning of that? Maybe can have so many interpretations. So as today, also I heard that AV activities will resume to normal, but Chinatown is so badly damaged. Also the running side so badly damaged. So the loss is so incredible. Maybe more than 1,000 people, maybe 2,000 people not have a job as of that Friday. So that is the situation in the Solomon now. So as I said, we cannot really keep praying, but when it happened, no one even thought it's going to go to that level. So suddenly, big damage. But the western part of Honiara, which is part of White River Anchor John, nothing happened. They're very cooperative. They stopping people from East Center to go to the west. And they didn't want to damage to go far. If it went dead, I don't know, maybe the whole Honiara should be very not good. So that's the situation at the moment. Thank you. Even the Prime Minister house was destroyed too. He's also he's a resident, so that's the situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Rex. Thank you. Yeah. Wow. Let's continue praying for Solomons to resolve and that the government reconsiders its position and really follows what the people are asking. Yeah, thank you.
The motion will be debate maybe after 7 days. So according to the constitution, the leader of opposition put the motion, but it have to 7 days before they can debate that. That's when the members will decide. So now most of members are pushing the constituency members are pushing the member to think about, especially how the damage went. So it's not easy. As a father said, China has a very powerful power. When it comes, they can do anything. So that's a problem. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, we have time for a few more, couple of people. So, yes, now go ahead.
Good morning. Just looking through the news here, since no one's talking, but yeah, it's interesting. The Guardian newspaper, it says that the critics have blamed the unrest on complaints of a lack of government services and accountability, corruption, foreign workers taking local jobs. Yeah, in 2019, Sokbari, the Prime Minister, also angered many, particularly leaders of Solomon Islands' most populous province, Malaita, when he cut the country's diplomatic ties with Taiwan. So, yeah, that's the Guardian's just saying the reason. It sounds similar to, yeah, it's more kind of principle, not so leftist news, that I reckon anyway. Thought I'd just share that.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, Catherine, go ahead.
I think it was about a couple of weeks ago, I heard on the news that in Kiribati, that the people there had also cut off Taiwan and making alliance with China. And around Kiribati, there's a big, huge fishing reserve. And the Chinese want to come at the leader there wants to give the Chinese unsupported permits to fish there for the tuna. But since then, I've heard nothing or seen nothing since. Has anybody else seen anything about Kiribati and the same situation? It was cutting off Taiwan and making alliance with China. And then all of a sudden, this blew up in the Solomon Islands. And this was prior to the event in the Solomon Islands. And I haven't seen anything more since. So I don't know if anybody else has seen it as well. That's all.
Yeah, thanks, Catherine. No, I didn't see anything myself. I don't know if anyone else did.
Yeah, if I could just say something. Yeah, it is a pity. I don't know how to look at it. Initially, I've been quite anti-China involvement in the Pacific, but with because China is actually involved in all the Pacific Islands in the Oceania, you know, all of them. If we even have the Cook Islands, even have a representative in China for trade. Such a small place, but I don't know how to take it now with True Mother, you know, creating this Chinese alliance. But I can see it is about re-education, giving the alternative, more like CALSA it was for South America, and that maybe Chinese Federation is a counter proposal, perhaps, giving the principal view. Yeah, rather than just anti-China, my take, because I mean, yeah, it was quite scary when Father had said this is the big thing that we have to watch out for is China. And now perhaps we do have to have an alternative, I feel. Yeah, unfortunately, it's sad. Even the buildings that that have come through Chinese aid in Rarotonga have broken down, rusted after just a few years. And yeah, they've got their own workers in the country rather than employing the locals. And this is the anger of the local people in all the islands. Yeah, so I guess now for me, rather than being negative, is to educate, to talk about the principal alternative. Yeah,
yeah, that's true. We've got a few people with hands. They've got Suntek first, and then there's Reverend Seti, and then there's Greg after that, and then there's Candice as well. So first, Suntek, go ahead. Can't hear you yet.
Yeah, good morning, brothers and sisters. Yeah, since we talk about China and the Chinese People Federation, we just had recently concluded the second Chinese World Assembly, which True Mother actually attended the first one, and the second one also, she gave a speech to Professor Huang. Yeah, I think True Mother see that is China's rise and China's role in this Pacific Rim era. So True Mother asked Professor Huang to initiate Chinese People Federation back in 2017. And through this few years, we start to make launch and development, and especially through this second World Assembly, it really created a lot of energy. And we were asked to invite the Chinese embassy people. So I actually wrote invitation to Australia Chinese embassy and also Malaysia, all that. They didn't, in Malaysia side, they didn't come, Chinese embassy, but they actually called to tell, oh, okay, you should do this or you shouldn't do that. They were interested to what we are doing, but they didn't come. So yesterday we have a meeting, and Professor Huang suggests to go and meet them if they're really interested. We go and meet them and to hear what they want to say, and at the same time we can present what we are doing and what True Mother is vision for future. So that's I think something from our side, True Mother, what is trying to do, and in terms of like education, we talk about Heavenly Parent and God's plan for Asia Pacific, and China's important role in the future. So one of the important vision is so through all the activities, finally we would like to invite True Mother to China and be able to meet President Xi in the near future. Yeah, so we through this actually assembly really create a lot of unity among members, Chinese People Federation, and a lot of energy. And I think the Chinese government side will observe, because this time we are able to bring Chinese people across the globe. We start at 12 in Australia, but New York is 8 o'clock. Also Canada, and the first winner of the Chinese Peace Prize was Canadian Chinese, and they have also live gathering day. I think their time was 8 to 11. So a lot of assignment, and we hope through this momentum, it will create a lot of energy, and then center on True Mother, we can make a good change among the Chinese community for the future. Yeah, so just a brief, quick update about what's happening. Thank you.
Thank you, Suntek. Thank you. Go ahead, Reverend Seti. If we're actually going over time, so please be brief. Reverend Seti. Yep.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I was happy to hear Suntek just in regards to what's happening in Solomon and Kiribati. Yeah, I felt that it was important for our region, Oceania, to create forums, webinars or whatever, for UPF or whatever organization, PCLC, or I'm not sure, but yeah, I think it's important. That's our duty at the moment, is to create those forums and to create the environment that Mother. I think that's why these seeds were planted by mothers for this time, and so we need to do. So I'm grateful to hear from Suntek, because here we are wanting to use the second assembly this forum to launch Chinese Federation here in Samoa. Already we've done a lot of talking to the old Chinese, the established Samoan Chinese families, who largely, they're very much a part of our business sector. But we have a very old Chinese association from long ago, and but lately the older generation are not so involved in the association. But I spoke with the older Chinese association leader, and he's also our local MP, and he said that they always try to approach the Chinese embassy, but they're always kind of put at a distance. The embassy doesn't want to deal with the established Chinese here, because they have their own agenda. And so, yeah, for him, for MP Li Hang, yeah, he wasn't happy with the situation. And also there's young Chinese leadership who, you know, in the business sector, they're the second generation or the third generation Chinese Samoans. So we are dealing a lot with them. And so from among these younger leaders, we have a lot of interest to create this Chinese Federation. But I think the dialogue has to be done, and we need to facilitate, because there are these hot conflicts happening. And I think that's exactly why Mother wanted to have this kind of, because the China is in New Zealand and Australia too. You pointed the islands, but you know, China is deeply involved in New Zealand and Australian business, you know, and politics. So you can't be pointing fingers at the islands when, you know, you're already deeply involved there. But So it's an issue that we can't sit on it. We have to talk about it, because this is really what Father was talking about. We have to federate. How do we federate it? Through these pillars that Mother gave us. And if we don't move, you know, things are happening which are not good, you know. So it's our responsibility as the parent to get ourselves together and do these things. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And okay, Greg, go ahead.
Oh yeah, just a very important figure with the Solomon Island conflict right now is the Premier of Malaita, Daniel Sudani, and he's been a very popular leader in Malaita, and he's, my understanding, is leading the people, you know, to favour, you know, Taiwan rather than the new alliance, you know, with mainland China. And because he took such a stand and was so popular, they tried to, you know, with I think the Chinese backing, they tried to bribe him to change his position. And then they tried to threaten him. But somehow he's very righteous, and he's one of the key leaders in this whole, you know, confrontation that's taking place. I don't know, of course, it's not good to be violent like that, but I'm just wondering, has he ever been connected with us? Has he ever been educated by us? Because he's trying, you know, there's a sentiment that China is atheist, and religious people are very much against, you know, that aspect, which is contrary to the Solomon Island culture of, you know, religious nature and so on. But just, yeah, Rex, can you answer that?
Yes, Uncle Greg, actually, he just came in, but we didn't get in contact with him yet, as far as I know. Maybe Arnold can give, because Arnold is from Malaita, but we didn't have yet any communication with him, as far as I know.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And Candice had a hand up as the last person.
Okay, I'll probably just say, City said it all anyway. We are the parents, Australia and New Zealand, the parents. We have neglected the islands for 20 years. There's poverty over there. There's starvation in some parts, is what I saw. I feel sorry for them. Now it's turned violent, you know. We should help a lot more. We should, even members should go over there more, I feel. I'm coming.
Right.
Yeah, I'm cold in Melbourne. I want some heat.
Okay, thank you, everyone. That's definitely way over time. So we'll just need to offer our unison prayer, and we have many things to pray about. And so I'll just share the screen and let's pray together. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Janine. Thank you, Susan. Thank you, beautiful workshop. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend John,
Yeah.
Reverend Taka.
Bye-bye, buddy. Love you. Love you.
Please don't.
This is right. Yay. Bye.
Bye.